Okay, commentary. So, should I explain the story a little bit? Oh, basically, this guy, he was robbing a bank with his girlfriend, and then his girlfriend basically betrays him and leaves him for the cops. And then... Nice, this is Reset City, by the way. So the guy gets captured by the cops, and then like a gang just kind of busts him out while like trying to bust out another guy. It's kind of weird. And then the game starts. Yeah, Carl. Okay, so first thing, very important thing. The cinematic camera despawns traffic that is like in front of you. Like you can see, whenever I switch the camera to the top-down view, like there's just no traffic in front of me. It's a very important like speed tech. Well, not maybe like speed tech, but it makes driving a lot easier in this game. It's a cinematic camera. It's like this, the top-down camera, when you have enough speed, no traffic will spawn. And it's basically we're just trying to get like a job, some money to, you know, get our footing here. And also another thing that I'm doing is I'm going to the pause menu whenever I hit like a marker I'm supposed to be at. Because when you go to the pause menu, the game sets your speed to 0. So that means like the marker triggers, because normally the marker wouldn't trigger at full speed. But with the pause thing it does. And there I kind of went to a seemingly random location, and what I did was I made a replay. In the PC version of this game there's a feature called the replay, where you can like record like a replay of your gameplay. And it's pretty broken. You can use it to just completely break the game. Well, not completely, but it very much breaks the game. So the thing about replays that breaks the game is that you can actually pick up things in them. So in that alley there's like a side mission, like a pickup that triggers a side mission called a Rampage, where you just have to like kill a certain number of people in a certain time. Jesus, this traffic. This is a really long-winded explanation. So there's this thing in this game that like the game always tracks whether you're on a mission or not. So like when you're not doing anything, you're just kind of like free roaming, doing whatever. That's what we call on mission 0. That basically you're not on a mission. And then there are missions like this one, and also the Rampage side missions. They act as if you're on an actual mission. So the way we break the game is with the replay feature. We can start 2 missions at the same time, which you're normally not supposed to be able to do, and it just completely breaks the whole thing. So when I'm like dropping this car off and the mission passes, I'm gonna start the Rampage by playing the replay. And then that whole time I was holding the taxi side mission. And when I let go of it, it just... Actually, good luck. So when I release the taxi side mission, it also sets the game to think that you're on a mission, but because you're not actually in a taxi, it just ends it instantly. And now I'm actually on a mission, but the game doesn't think I'm on a mission. Like, being on a rampage and a mission at the same time is not normally possible. So it's a very big glitch that you can do in the game. And now I'm actually on a timer. Like, I need to finish this part of the mission before that 1 minute timer runs out. Which can be a bit tight sometimes. That's one of the big RNG parts of this run, right at the beginning. Because you need to find a police car to make this next glitch work. And police cars just sometimes do not spawn. And here I'm gonna go to another location just to make a replay of where Rampage will spawn later on. Yeah, this run is fine. I made the timer, no problem. Like, this mission ends right here. Yeah, 2 missions at the same time. So now I'm on a vigilante and a rampage at the same time. But the rampage is gonna run out. But the vigilante will still be on. So now when I start vigilante and this mission at the same time, what happens is what's called an Insta-pass. I pass a mission instantly. So normally you're supposed to like go to a restaurant, take a guy's car, put it with a bomb, and then drive it back. But because I started vigilante at the same time as starting that mission, it makes it so the mission passes instantly. There are like very technical explanation of why that works. But what I just like to say is that when 2 missions love each other very much, that kind of a glitch happens, where the mission just instantly passes. Yeah. And this is also a bit of an RNG mission, van heist. This van can drive in 2 different patterns. Oh yeah, it's extra romantic. Like, one of the mission dies so the other one can pass. Yeah. This van can drive in 2 different patterns, and that was the slower one. But it's fine. And actually, there was a strat I did there, because this van, you can't damage, like, you have to damage this van a certain amount, and then you can steal it. But you can't damage this van by bullets. So what we used to do way back in the day, is we used to ram it with a car. But then we found out that if you just park the car in a good spot, so the explosion of the car is just close enough to damage the van enough to make you be able to steal it, then that's fine. Like, the van is not immune to explosion damage. And now I'm setting up another glitch with the taxi. Like, side missions are very important in this run. Like, in this game there are 4 kind of side missions that you can do. They are taxi driver, firefighter, vigilante, which is like you take out criminals, and a paramedic, which is you save like a bunch of patients around town. And those side missions make it so we can easily glitch the game with rampages. And sometimes they are also required for Insta-passes as well. And also this mission, like, up until this point we've just kind of been doing whatever jobs for the Mafia in this town. This mission kind of starts a side story where the Mafia kind of start a gang war with the Triads. Because the this guy Tony, who I'm driving right now, he went to the Triad shop and he got ambushed, so he gets really angry. So they start a gang war with them.
The Triads. With me. Drop by later. Give them something to honor. They're on blood-stained clothes.
It's been so long since I've done commentary. So now I need to start the mission before the timer runs out. So this is another type of glitch. So with the Rampage, I can start this mission twice, and then I can actually kill myself, and that passes the mission. So how that works is... in that mission... Oh hey, there's a taxi I need. So in that mission, there are 3 vans that you're supposed to destroy. But when you start the mission, the same mission twice, it it obviously makes it so there are 6 vans. And when you fail one of the instances, it triggers what we call mission cleanup. And the game actually despawns the rest of the vans from the mission. So essentially you fail one of the missions, then that makes it so you pass the other. My god, I did that again. It's okay. It's okay, it's okay. I'll make this a no reset run. Okay, so that wasn't supposed to happen. It's okay, that gives me more time to explain what I'm doing there. I just need to do this. $115 Hox. So in this game, these Rampage side missions, they aren't always in the same spot. Like if you fail them, they switch to a different location. So that's what I was doing there. I'll make it so my replay works again. I need to. Okay, I guess I'm not taking the door out. Okay, so this bit is one of the hardest parts of the run. There's some precise jumping that I need to do to make this work. And what I'm spamming the replay here, and that's so the fire truck actually spawns. Okay. What was supposed to happen. Okay, so. Well, I guess I should actually even explain the jumps that I was doing. So the jumps that I was doing are we call them mega jumps. And they're essentially when you attack, then jump, and then press a replay. The animations of the game get all screwed up, and it gets massive amount of speed applied to the player character, and that makes it so you jump way forward. And if in most situations it actually does so much damage that it instantly kills you no matter what. But there are certain ways that you can make it so that it doesn't kill you, and one of them is jumping against the wall. So there are very certain angles you need to take so that you can make it to this fire truck in time. And this fire truck is actually required for this glitch to work. So I'm setting up another Insta-pass. But the Insta-pass is kind of special, that if if you try it without the fire truck, it's actually gonna crash the game. Every time. Because, so we need the fire truck. Because when you start Firefighter together with that mission, it just instantly fails the mission, but it doesn't crash the game. But then that means that the models for the mission are actually loaded. So that means when you then you can actually try to do the Insta-pass, which is starting Taxi at the same time as Salvatore has called a meeting. And then it just instantly passes the mission. This mission is just like normal. We're like taking Maria out to a party, which is gonna get raided by the police. And then we have to take her back. And regarding Insta-passes, there are, I guess, two kinds of Insta-passes. There are Insta-passes that require another submission, like a taxi or a paramedic. And then there are Insta-passes that require two, like, actual storyline missions. And if you have an Insta-pass that requires a side mission, after you do it, you can't actually start the side mission anymore. Like, for example, if I was doing 100%, like right now, I couldn't achieve 100% in this game anymore, because I've used both Vigilante and Taxi Driver to Insta-pass a mission, and that means I can never start them again in this save file. So it makes routing in this game a bit tricky, because obviously you want to do all these glitches that are fast, but you also don't want to lock yourself out of completion from the game. So there are like certain glitches that you can only do in certain categories, like all missions or 100% or any percent. The routes are really it's nice because you get to see many different kinds of glitches. And down at the party, I was punching one of the bouncers, and I actually have a reason for that. Because normally actually the limo that, like, okay, start from the beginning. In this game, you have, what is it? Two cars that are labeled as like player cars, the cars that you kind of own. Like the previous two cars that you've entered, actually, like the game keeps them forever, like the game doesn't despawn them at all. Like they never disappear from the map. And previously I actually had used a fire truck to do the previous big glitch. But I want that fire truck to stay. But normally that isn't possible because you enter too many vehicles after that point. And one of them is that limo. So you can do a trick where you punch the bouncer and make it so he tries to steal your car. And when just a non-player character tries to steal your vehicle in this game, it actually removes it as from being your vehicle. So the game thinks that it's not your vehicle anymore, so it's gonna disappear. So the limo disappeared, and that allows the fire truck to stay. And this is also kind of not intended strats, I guess, for this mission. Normally, like if you saw there was another taxi parked outside the club, normally this guy is supposed to get on the other taxi, and you're supposed to follow the other taxi. but you can actually just pick him up in your taxi. Which is a really nice, it saves quite a bit of time. It's like a minute and a half. Yeah. Alright, time for another passing of the mission instantly. So this is kind of a weird mechanic of the game. So this rampage that I'm on, it's a grenade rampage where you're supposed to blow up cars. But it has a special thing with Firefighter, because when you start Firefighter... So when you start Firefighter, the game spawns a car for you to like put out the fire on. But if you cancel Firefighter, that actually makes it so the car blows up because you know, you failed to put out the fire or whatever. But that actually counts as completing the rampage in this case. So you can just start and end Firefighter over and over again to complete that mission super easily. Okay. A person spawned in front of me, so I gotta bounce. And some more mega jumping to this trash master. The previous mission that I did was also one of those missions. You have to take out like 3 Triad warlords or something like that, like really important people. But again, we start the mission twice, and then we like fail one of the missions, and that causes it so the game removes all the people who you're supposed to kill, so the mission passes instantly. Yeah, we call that the dupe and fail. And this truck is actually, it's rigged with a bomb, and you're supposed to take out this Triad factory or whatever. But you can't damage this vehicle too much or it's gonna explode. You have to be a bit careful when driving. So yeah, you trigger the bomb when you enter the gate, and that's like just perfect timing to make it to here. And then the car is gonna explode. And now I'm gonna death warp again. Because this mission takes you really out of the way. And you wanna get back to Salvatore's. It's very important that you get this ambulance, like, it's very important that this ambulance isn't locked. There is for the ambulance there is always a 30% chance that it is locked. But this run I got lucky and they were all unlocked. Because I need that ambulance to start a rampage later on. So in this mission, there is a boat that's full of Colombian gangsters that is in the harbor, and Salvatore wants us to, you know, take it out. So we get this guy. You remember 8-Ball? He was with us at the beginning of the game on the very first mission. So yeah, he's gonna help us take out the Colombian gangsters' boat. Okay, slow down. Very good, Miku. Yeah, very good memory. Okay. So I'm gonna park this car in kind of a specific way. Because I want to do something after I take out all the dudes. Okay, so we just need to snipe all these guys who are like guarding, because 8-Ball, his arm is still broken, so he can't use weapons. So it would be very bad if he went there without any guns. Okay, so now I have to hurry, because I want to make a replay over a Rampage. Like 8-Ball is gonna be fine, just don't worry about it. It's kind of tight. Yeah, you see there I had like around 2 seconds before the mission ended. Like, have to make it before the mission ends. So now we're actually gonna be beating the first island after this next mission. And that mission, the intended way to beat it is there is like a warehouse right across the boat where you're supposed to, you know, get a vantage point and then you can snipe the guys from the roof. But you can actually just jump on top of a car and you can see everyone from there. So now the plot kind of takes a turn, because if you remember Maria, the girl we took to the party, so he told Salvatore, who's like the boss of the Mafia, and who we've been doing missions for, that like Maria told Salvatore that she was like seeing Claude, who is the main character. So that means that Salvatore like just wanted to take out Claude. So he parked a sports car that's fitted with a bomb on an alleyway that he wanted Claude to get. But before Claude can get to it, Maria warns him. And so we have to escape this island. Because after this point, all the Mafia guys who were our friends before, they're gonna be hostile towards us. And they have really powerful guns. Like they have like shotguns and SMGs and very bad stuff. And this mission is also special. So in this mission we are actually gonna take out Salvatore, because, you know, he betrayed us. So we're gonna go to the club where Salvatore is gonna come out of, and then we're gonna take him out. And the timing for this is very specific. I wonder even what's the best way to explain it. So Salvatore will always be at the club at 1/2 whatever the time. And whenever that time's... So, you know, he can leave at like, say, 8:30 or 9:30 or 10:30, but never like any other time, like 10:15 or something like that. No, that never happens. And whenever that hour shifts, it depends on when you start the mission. So every time the hour changes, it moves on to like the next. It moves it an hour forward. So that means we always want to start the mission as close to the turning of the next hour. So like optimally, you'd start the mission at like whatever time, whatever hour at 59. So like for example 7:59 or 8:59 or anything like that. Because like for example, if you start the mission at 7:59, Salvatore will leave the club at 10:30. But if you start it at 8:00, Salvatore will spawn at the club at 11:30. So you essentially lose a minute to... No, for no reason really. It's just the way the game is. So yeah, we're just gonna chill here until Salvatore shows up in around 10 seconds. And also first we gotta take out all these bodyguards. Here they come. And then Salvatore comes over and we just kind of run him over, because that's fast. Yeah, Miku, it's quite complicated. I mean, in the gameplay it's easy, but when you explain it, it's complicated. And this is kind of a tricky mega jump. You have to be pretty precise. Okay, that was kind of weird. And I want to make it to this mission before the Rampage runs out. Yeah, this is another dupe and fail. And actually now the glitchy part of the game is pretty much over. Like there are not too many glitches. Like there is one glitch that I'll do in the mission after the next one, but that's pretty much it. After that it's kind of just optimized normal-ish gameplay. So yeah, whenever you die or get busted in this game, you lose all your weapons. Which is a bit of a problem actually, because in this mission you're supposed to take out a boat with some like paparazzi who are harassing our new friends, the Yakuza. So yeah, we're now doing jobs for the Yakuza. So there's like a paparazzi boat. Normally what you do in a casual playthrough is you just take another boat and chase him. But if you have a rocket launcher, you can just take him out from right there. So it's really fast. Unfortunately, there are rocket rampages that you can use conveniently for that. And now our new Yakuza friends want us to meet another guy who will give us some more jobs. So we have, but we don't know where he is, so we have to go to a bunch of payphones, where the guy kind of lures us on for a little bit, and then he tells us where he is. So yeah, he's just gonna say that, you know, get to this other place. And in this mission we have a time limit, which is usually not a problem. Alright, there's one more glitch that I'd like to do, but it's not really necessary, just fast. I didn't make it. So what I tried to do there is if you finish a rampage while you're in a replay, it actually makes it so you can keep all the ammunition that you had for that rampage. So whenever you like start a rocket rampage, the game gives you 30,000 rockets, which is obviously, you know, more than enough for anything. But and then once the time runs out, the game takes them all away. But if you're in a replay when the timer runs out, then the game actually doesn't take the ammunition away from you. So you can keep like 29,998 rockets. which are useful. But you know, even this is fine. I just have to do some alternate strats in some missions. And in this island, it's very like the top-down camera is very useful. Like you are driving fast cars, and a lot of the oh wow. Okay, don't flip, please. So you're on a lot of straight roads and fast cars, so that means you can pretty much just drive unimpeded most of the time. So yeah, now the guy he revealed to us that he is actually in like in the toilets here, so we're gonna go meet him, and then he's gonna give us some more missions. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just sometimes we have to sacrifice people for the good of the run. So yeah, so there's this there's a witness that has some dirt on this guy who we're just getting the jobs for. So we're gonna take out the witness by dropping a grenade under his car. If you get the rocket glitch, then you just use the rockets, but this is a bit slower and slightly harder. And now we're gonna meet an ex-army dude who has a lot of very good guns, like M16s and rocket launchers and things like that, which will be very useful. And there's this little jump to his compound. But first we have to save him, because there are some Colombian gangsters that are coming to pay him a visit. And they are not very friendly. There's this rocket launcher here. And we're just gonna use it to blow up the cars. Jump to trigger the dialogue. And yeah, he only has one arm, by the way. The reason why is actually revealed in a later game, but basically he got so drunk that he essentially blew his own arm off. Yeah. So I'm gonna stock up some rockets that I normally would have at this point. So yeah, keeping the rocket saves quite a bit of time, maybe 20-30 seconds. So because you just can use them for everything, and you don't have to do any of what I just did. Right, this next mission is really an anyone who's run this game, like, remembers this mission, because this is probably the most RNG mission in this whole run. So there's this guy who has evidence against this guy. The guy in the toilets is called Ray, by the way. So there's a guy who has evidence against Ray, and he wants us to get it back and then destroy the evidence. So the guy who has the evidence is driving this bobcat around, and he can essentially take any route, like any given intersection he can turn anywhere. So like he can go all the way to the north of the island or all the way to the south, and there is nothing you can do about it. And you have to hit his car 6 times to grab 6 evidence packages. And I have to be careful here, because if I ram his car too much, he can actually end up in the water, which oddly enough it fails the mission. Because like, oh, the evidence is like scattered all over Liberty or whatever. So now we have all the packages, so we just destroy the car, aka the evidence. Yeah, that mission, like I had a run 2 days ago where he took the absolute worst pattern and I lost maybe like a minute and a half. Just to, you know, even if I was playing perfectly, I would have still lost around a minute. And also, at this point, we have what we call the Bribe replay. So there are pickups in this game that have like a little star in them, and that reduces your wanted level. Like basically the cops don't want to, you know, bust you as much. So we can, with the replay system, we can record ourselves driving over one of those pickups, and then we can actually use that pickup over and over and over again. Because normally you can only use the pickup once, and then it will respawn in maybe, I don't even know, like 6 minutes or something like that. But with the replay, it's never like actually picked up in the real world. So we can use it as much as we like. So this, we gotta rescue an old man. For what purpose, I don't remember. There he is. He's really good at Kung Fu, by the way. This is also RNG. There are 3 garages that he can be in, and where he was there, that was the second best garage. Yeah. Right. So what I did there with the replay is when I see that the guys kind of start becoming aggressive towards me, I can play a replay and it just completely breaks their AI. Like none of them shoot at you anymore. Like if you do that mission normally without any replays, then the guys would be shooting at you with really powerful guns, and you'd probably die if you didn't take them out. But with the replay, it makes it so that we can just, you know, waltz in and grab the guy and get out. Yeah. This guy is really good at Kung Fu. Like, if there is a guy that is aggressive towards you, the old man, he will actually just walk up to the gangsters and just punch them to death. Like, he's really strong. So the guy we're doing missions for now is like a really rich, basically a really rich guy who wants to start a gang war in the city. So he tells us to take out one of the Yakuza leaders, but we need to pose as a Colombian gangster. So we have to take this guy out while we are driving this Colombian gang car. Because, you know, all the gangs have like their own cars that they drive. So there's this kind of a not precise shot. Like we can just kind of kill him through the roof, and yeah. Like he's basically at the top of this car park, just, you know, chilling. But we can just use explosives to blow him up from under. Saves quite a bit of time, actually. And then we just get out of here. There is another very cool strategy that's used in all missions category, where you can actually take him out with a sniper rifle from, like, through the floor. Which sounds crazy, but it's actually possible. Because sniper rifle bullets in this game travel so fast that the collision for the walls isn't fast enough to, you know, track the stop the sniper rifle bullet from traveling through. So essentially, sniper rifle rounds go through anything in this game. Oops. And in this mission, at first we're a bit of on a timer. So there's a plane that's coming to drop off some packages on the ocean, and we're supposed to go get a boat and just, you know, collect them and bring them back. But the plane is gonna take a while to get here, so I'm gonna set up a thing. This is what we call glitching cars. So if in this game, if you block the driver's side door like I did, and then try to get in the car from the passenger side, it forces that the guy gets out from the car from the passenger side, and then we can play a replay before he finishes getting out, and you can see he's just kind of stuck there, and you know we can't damage him or anything. He's just kind of there. But that means that that vehicle is now permanently in the memory of the game, so it will never disappear ever unless you load a save. So I parked it in a seemingly random spot, but in a later mission there's gonna be something's gonna be there that we are gonna want to destroy, so I just leave it there for later. So now we just actually need to hurry to catch the plane. And yeah, boats in this game are kind of weird because you can't climb anything in this game. So Rockstar kind of, I guess they were lazy, and they made it so you can just teleport into boats when you're like on shore. Because also like in this game, if you go to the water you just die. Like Claude can't swim or anything. So yeah, water is very scary. So it must be all the poison in the water. So yeah, I guess because of that, then Rockstar made so that, you know, if you're on like land, you can just press the get in the vehicle button to get on a boat. And now this is probably the best usage of the Bribe replay. So when you get all the packages, the game gives you 5 stars, which is really difficult actually. The game just goes all out to try to, you know, kill you. But with the Bribe replay, we can just get rid of the police very easy. Because when you have 5 stars in this game, the FBI is gonna start chasing you, and they have really powerful weapons. And they just come light speed at you. It's really crazy. Now we've unlocked the 3rd and final island of the game, which is called Shoreside Vale. The first part of the game is called Portland Island, and this island is called Staunton, and then the last one is called Shoreside. And then, right in the first mission of Shoreside, we're gonna get my favorite vehicle in the game, which is the Dodo. It's actually kind of a pun, I guess. I guess you'd call that a pun. Because, you know, the Dodo is the bird that can't fly. And this plane was never supposed to be able to be flown. But with, if you know the mechanics, it's actually possible to fly it. So yeah, we outsmarted Rockstar yet again. So So yeah, going to the airport. There's some thing we're supposed to collect. And it's always these Colombian gangsters that got there first, so we just take them out. And then the package is in this van, so we get it. And then we need to get back to... Oh wait. Oh, we don't get the package yet. We need to go back to Staunton to get the package and then go back to Donald Log, which is the guy who gave us the mission. So how you fly this plane is it's kind of counterintuitive, because you know normally when you want to fly something you like pull the you pull back so the plane goes up, but in this case you actually have to push down to make it so the plane can get enough speed to get airborne. And that was that mega jump is really useful, because normally you're supposed to jump on this car and then jump on that wall, but when you do that, the cartel guys get hostile at you and they start shooting at you, and you can take a lot of damage. But with this mega jump, you can just jump there and be completely safe. Unless your angle is off, and in which case you just die. So I'll try to demonstrate the how to take off with the plane. And also, once you're in the air, you always just want to push the nose down if you want to gain speed. But that's actually like a very realistic way, and you know that's how planes work in real life. Like if you want speed, you just push the nose down. So now we're done with Donald, so now we're gonna do some more jobs for the Yakuza. Yeah, even though we killed one of the Yakuza leaders, they don't know about it, so it's fine. They're like, once you see those little sparks come out of the ground, that means that the plane has enough speed, and then you just let go of everything and it just takes off on its own. And also how you land the plane is always when you... Oh, hello there. Oh yeah, that's a flipped plane. That's not intended. You know what? I'm actually gonna get a new one, because this strat is really cool and I want to show it out. That was a bit of a sketchy landing. So how you land that plane is you always push the nose up. Yeah, the plane's physics are not completely... no, they're not... they're a bit weird, let's just say that. Like, the plane bounces around a lot. If you're just at like the wrong angle, or you land on the like the wrong place on the ground, it can just flip like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna get another one. This is still actually probably faster than doing the next mission normally. That's how much time it saves. Okay, just leave the car there. Hello again, plane. This plane is always gonna spawn here from this point on. And there are also other spawns at the airport. So yeah. So I'm just always pushing down. And then once you achieve a certain speed, then you just let go of everything and take off. Yeah, after the run I can also show you some Dodo stuff. Because the Dodo is really fun. It's one of the most fun things in this game. Why am I trying? Flying so slow. Yeah, that's better landing. Okay, we're here. Okay, this mission is also a bit RNG heavy, I should say. Because you're supposed to lure 3 cars into an ambush for the Yakuza. So essentially you drive past 3 cars and then they start to follow you. And then you lead them to the ambush site. And it's now very important that you hit that piece of grass. It might seem nonsensical. Oh yeah, thanks for the raid, Heinke. Much appreciated. But yeah, it's very important to hit that piece of grass. No, it seems really random, but it actually makes it so one of these AI cars follows you faster. It's like, if you just think about it logically, there is no way that hitting that little grass patch affects anything, but it does. Like, I used to not believe it when I was first told, but then I tried it and then it just worked. So it's a bit of a technical flight. Like, you wanna fly over the cars to trigger them, and then, because as you fly more and more, you always get more and more speed, and it gets more and more difficult to control the plane. Yeah. So this is kind of the RNG part. It's random how long the cars take to get here to the ambush site. And it's also random whether my Yakuza friends actually want to shoot the cars or not. And it's looking pretty bad right now. Because I kind of just can't take them out on my own. Because Rockstar's clever programming, you can't just destroy the cars. It fails the mission. I have no idea why, but the cars have to be in the ambush site in like specific spots, otherwise you can't blow them up. And then you always kind of rely on Yakuza to do it for you, for the first 2 cars. The last car you can always blow up yourself. I mean, the other ones you could blow up too, if they come on their own. But it's always a problem if 2 cars come in at the same time. Because then the AI can't, take them out all by themselves. Okay. And this mission... Yeah, we can see a bit of like a Colombian gangster leader getting slapped by the Yakuza leader. So in this mission, we learn that the Colombians are pushing like a drug. They are like selling drugs from like a coffee stalls. So we have to go destroy 9 coffee stalls, but they're actually not marked on the map at all. So this mission is very infamous that you can just get lost, and if you don't know where the stalls are, which how would you if you've never played the game before? So you just have to try, and eventually you like find some. But in a speedrun it's actually very easy, because they always spawn in the same places, and then we can just take them out. How you take them out is you can ram them with a car, or you can hit them with an explosive, like a grenade or a rocket. So there are 2 in Portland, there are 5 in Staunton. and then there are 2 more in shoreside. Like the only indication that you get is like if you drive close to them, they get marked on the map. And then when you've destroyed all of them from one island, the game tells you. So like, oh, you've destroyed all the ones here. Now go to the next island. So now this island has the most stalls. And now, if you remember the car that I left in a random spot, this is where it comes in handy. So I also shot it, just enough so it's very low health. So that when I get here, I just snipe it once, and it makes it so the car is gonna blow up. And then, because it's an explosion, it destroys the stall, the coffee stall that would have been there. And yeah, this is the other way to destroy them. You just like lob a grenade or something. Also, by the way, these stalls are selling Kappa coffee. No, Kappa, right? Kappa coffee stalls. Like, not even kidding. And this game is from 2001. So they had no idea what they were getting into. Oh, that was close. I almost just got busted there. But I heard the cops, so I was able to play the replay to, you know, make him not want to bust me. Yeah, Kappa coffee. Oh yeah. Since this is a showcase run, I should go for the, oh yeah. And I didn't miss the bridge as well. So I'm gonna go for the swag strat. So this is a lift bridge. It always raises and lowers in cycles. The cycle is like 60 seconds. Alright, so... Banzai! Oh, dude. No. Okay, we're fine. Okay, we're fine. That's kind of a YOLO jump that I usually don't do in runs because it's a bit risky. You can very easily blow up your car. Yeah. That bridge always goes in cycles. So it's usually not a problem in runs if you're fast enough. But because, you know, some bad stuff happened, I'm, you know, all off with the pace and such. So that means I had to wait for it. Yeah, this is the last stall. And I still have 4 minutes to spare. That's pretty decent. You know, having to wait for the bridge. Yeah. Now there's only 2 more missions left. Yeah, I think most people who played this game back on the PS2 days found that mission very difficult. Because the game gives you no information whatsoever on where the stalls are. It's kind of this game in a nutshell. Like, this game is from an era where, you know, games didn't use to hold your hand a lot. Like, you just had to figure it out yourself as you went along. And casually, this game is quite unforgiving. Because, you know, if you go to, like, just slightly the wrong place, you can just die instantly. Because of some unfair AI or something like that. And also the physics in this game are quite... well, they're a bit finicky, a bit wonky. Lots of random founds. It's very easy to flip vehicles in this game. So in this mission I actually practiced this before the stream, before the run. But so there's a plane that has some, that is bringing in some drugs to the Colombians. So what we need to do is we need to intercept the plane, get all the drugs and bring them back to the Yakuza. So, you know, they don't distribute it on the streets or whatever. And it takes the plane a while to come to the map. So we're gonna go to this very specific place, because this place is actually the first point where the plane crosses over the map. And we're gonna try to shoot the plane out of midair. This strat used to be considered TAS only. It's like not possible by human. But then we just found setups to make it work. No, in actual runs and not just segmented. That's actually a lot of the Dodo strats, the plane strats in this game. They used to be considered too hard to do in actual runs. So we used to do a lot of intended strats. But then in 2013 we started to find a lot more, you know, setups and how to do these strats. And it saved a lot of time. Like all the Dodo strats probably save around maybe 5 to 7 minutes total. Alright, so I have to focus here. So I hit the plane, let's see if I got the timing correct. Yes, that's perfect timing pretty much. So you have to be very precise with that shot, because I can show you. If you're too early, the packages are gonna end up over there, like in the water, like behind this little wall, and that's not very optimal. You lose maybe a minute. And if you're too late, the packages are gonna fall all the way down there, and sometimes they can actually clip inside the wall, and that means you can't collect them. So you have to be very precise in where you shoot. That's the reason why it was previously considered TAS only. So that's a bit of a bad takeoff, but I made it work. So yeah, now we got all the drugs, so we're gonna bring it back to the Yakuza. And now once we get back to the construction site where the Yakuza were holed up before, you just find like a ransom note that Catalina, the girl who betrayed us right at the start of the game, has killed the Yakuza leader and has taken Maria hostage, and she tells us to bring $500,000 to her mansion. So we're just gonna do that. And actually, if you don't have enough money, then you can't start the next mission. You need 500,000, like on the money counter there, to be able to start the mission. So if you fail too much, then you might actually have to make more money before this bit, which is actually what I had to do in some runs when I was starting out. And this game is difficult. Well, it was more difficult back then, so I failed a lot. And in this mission, this is the final mission, and it at the start it takes away all our weapons, so we're just left with a pistol from the ground, and we just want to get out of here as fast as possible. And now we're gonna get revenge on Catalina for betraying us at the start of the game. So we're just gonna follow her helicopter. And it's very specific flight. Concentrate a little bit. Alright, that should be fine. Yeah, that's fine. So, two things need to happen there. You have to fly low enough so that all these guys spawn, otherwise this next bit won't start. And then you have to land up here, because that's where the helicopter is, and then you can blow up the helicopter. I do a bit of a safe strat there, because that guy has an M16, the most powerful gun in the game, and he can just kill you instantly. And once you reach Maria, then that's the end of the run.
Residents in Cedar Grove have been coming to terms with the emotional aftermath of a full-blown war.
So the end of this run is quite intense. It's very easy to screw up, make a mistake, and then just you lose a lot of time.
You know, I love you. I really do, because you're such a big, strong man, and that's just what I need. Anyway, what was I saying?
So yeah, so we
you know what it's like, don't you?
basically took out the Colombians, then got revenge on Catalina and saved Maria.
With the death toll already over 20, police are still finding bodies. There have been no official denials concerning rumors.
Yeah, thanks for the GGs, everyone.
Cartel, and still no leads
This is a good practice for marathon. Yeah, of course, Miku. It's only fair after you explained Sekiro runs for me.
Is ruined. I mean, can you believe it? This one cost me $50.
It's not time for VC. I'm actually impressed that I was just able to start a run immediately. Yeah. Oh, you can still fix that, right? Don't worry about it. Yeah. So if you want to learn this game, I don't think there is a tutorial anymore for all the newest strats. I think there's an old one by Blacklev with like input display and stuff like that. But it has some... Wait, is there? Is there now? Well then, I actually had no idea. Then, if you want to learn this game, you can start by looking at Eben's tutorial. It's a very good starting point, I would assume, because he also has tutorials for Vice City that are very good. I guess I can upload this to YouTube. I actually didn't play music, so... Yeah. You can start by... I don't know. For learning this game, there's events, tutorials, and then... No, if you have any trouble, you can join the GTA Discord. We have lots of people there who can help anyone out with any questions or problems they might have.